My name is Thomas Miller. At 75, my hands are far more familiar with the grit of soil than the crisp edges of legal briefs. For 40 long years, I was a shark in the courtroom, a name that commanded respect and a little bit of fear. I built an entire career out of winning, out of being the smartest man in any room I walked into. My goal was simple: ensure my family wanted for nothing, or at least, that's what I told myself. I viewed my life as a series of successful harvests. I accumulated properties, prestige, and a bank account that could withstand any storm that life threw at it. I genuinely believed that by providing the best schools, the finest clothes, and a life of material comfort, I was fulfilling my most sacred duty as a father. I thought I was giving them everything, but last autumn, something shifted inside me. I was kneeling in the dirt of my small backyard garden, a little sanctuary I'd built for my retirement. As I knelt there, I found myself staring at a row of withered, lifeless rosebushes. I had forgotten to water them during a particularly busy month of consulting work. A ghost of my old life that I just couldn't shake. As I reached out and touched the brittle, grey leaves, they crumbled into dust in my hands. And in that moment, a wave of grief hit me so hard it literally took my breath away. It felt like a punch to the gut. But it wasn't just about the flowers. It was the sudden, violent realization that my children were like those unwatered seeds. I had planted them in the best soil money could buy. I gave them every material advantage, but I had never stayed around long enough to watch them grow. I was never there to give them the sunlight and the water they truly needed. My time, my attention, my presence. The memories came flooding back. Not as fond recollections, but as painful reminders of my absence. I remember my daughter's piano recitals, but I don't remember the music she played, the melody she practiced for weeks. What I remember is the cold, blue light of my BlackBerry as I sat in the back row, answering urgent emails, my mind a million miles away in a boardroom. I was physically there, but mentally, I was already on to the next case, the next win. I remember my son's graduation day. I was there, I have the pictures to prove it. But I don't remember the look of pride in his eyes as he walked across that stage. I don't remember the joy on his face. What I remember is the mental checklist I was running through in my head. A frantic tally of all the tasks for the corporate merger I had to finalize the very next morning. I was present for the photo op, but I was absent for the moment. I spent my life winning arguments in front of judges, swaying juries, and outsmarting opponents. But all that time, I was unknowingly losing my seat at my own family table. The space I was meant to occupy was growing cold. I thought I was building a lasting legacy for them, a monument of success and security. But what I was actually building was a void, a silent, hollow space between me and the people I claimed to be doing it all for. I was a provider of things, but not a giver of self. And that's a debt you can never truly repay. The real tragedy of what I call the forgotten seeds is this: once the season of growth has passed, you cannot go back in time. You can't go back and provide the sunlight you withheld. You can't retroactively offer the water of your attention that was so desperately needed. My children are adults now. They are successful in their own right. They are polite. They are good people. But there is a distance between us, a quiet chasm that no amount of inheritance, no trust fund, no apology can ever fully bridge. We speak, of course. We have conversations, but we don't truly know each other. They don't know the man behind the checks, and I don't know the adults my children have become. To them, I am a stranger who paid their bills, a financial benefactor, not a father. So, if you're listening to this, and you are still in your planting season, if your children are still young, and your garden is still full of potential, please, listen to an old man's regret. The grass is not greener on the other side of the fence. It's not in the next promotion, the bigger house, or the fatter paycheck. The grass is greener where you water it. It's greener in the living room, where you build a fort with your kids. It's greener at the dinner table, where you listen to their stories. It's greener on the sidelines of their soccer games, cheering them on. Don't spend your life calculating a future harvest that you won't even be around to enjoy. Don't sacrifice the present for a future that is never guaranteed. The people who truly love you are starving for your presence, not your presence. Your time is the most valuable currency you will ever have. Don't wait until your hands are too old and shaky to hold theirs. Do not wait until your memory is fading to realize that the most important things you will ever grow are the relationships you neglected. For a career that, believe me, will replace you in 2 weeks without a second thought. You are not indispensable at work, but you are irreplaceable at home. Water your garden, be present, because that is the only legacy that truly matters in the end. Thank you for listening.